Tony Hendrick with Painting Spirit. Today I'm going to talk about trust. I don't necessarily like to use just I talk about trust a lot with these painting sessions, and just pick the subject as trust seems. I don't want to get into just using, I think it's called platitudes or platypuses. Anyway, I'm going to talk about trust today because it just sort of came to me yesterday. And really, in talking about it, I think I'm more talking about freedom. But trust seems to be the core of what I want to talk about. So yesterday I did my painting session around curiosity, and I noticed that the theme kind of really played out during the painting. So I was kind of questioning whether or not I could do this complicated painting within 15 minutes, but I decided to try it out, and anyway, there was all kinds of things that kind of came up for me because of that, and one of them is expectations and expecting it to turn out. I remember the first time I did painting using an animal reference. It's something new to do for me in 15 minutes, and it turned out pretty cool. I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of a neat thing, and then I did it again, and it turned out really cool. And then from those experiences, I started to build some expectations for myself. And so when I chose this bird to paint yesterday, those expectations I had for myself really weren't working out. But all of that was kind of mind stuff that I was aware of that was happening for me. And really, even though I've got the mind stuff happening, I've gotten to a place where I can see it for what it is. And there's a point where I can just sort of step away from it. And I guess that's kind of the freedom that I'm referring to, is that freedom of, I've said many, many times, the freedom, or not the freedom, but I've said many, many times that getting into that place of no mind is the place to be. And creating anything really in your life. And in that place of no mind, there is freedom. And I really feel like that's where the trust comes from, is the more I can get myself into that place. One of the things my mind wants to do is to know that things are going to turn out the way it expects. And it's all around a need for security. But if I follow all of those thoughts down to its core, it's kind of just saying, I just want to be free. So I'm going to see if I can get to where it was that I kind of came up with this. I guess I was feeling that that freedom yesterday for something. I'm not sure what it was, but I mentioned on Monday that I took a walk out to the woods. It's something I hadn't been doing much this winter, so it was quite a fresh experience for me, and I shared a video about it. And I decided to keep going out to the woods every day, just get some exercise, and it's a long hike out there, and I've noticed that exact same experience that I had that first evening on Sunday hasn't really returned, but each experience I'm having going out to the woods is new, and I'm still enjoying it. So if I had my expectations set on it being exactly the way it was that Sunday night, I get discouraged. Stop going out there. One of the things that happened on Monday, on Tuesday, is I noticed on Sunday night my leg was a little bit sore in an area where I must not have been using that particular muscle much. I used snowshoes to go out there, and on Monday morning when I practiced Tai Chi, I really just couldn't even lift that leg. It was that sore the next day. And then I went out on Monday, and it was really sore going out there on Monday. But now, I've gone out there on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I don't even feel it. I don't even feel it anymore. So that's another aspect of trust, I think, is just sticking with something. It's easy for me to, that painting yesterday ended up turning out. I worked on it just a few minutes after the session, and I liked it. I liked how it ended up. Wasn't how I was expecting. I didn't really have that huge of an expectation for it, but I thought it turned out. And somebody else might not think that. I've gotten to a place where that's okay too. That's another aspect of freedom. There's been a lot of, I think it's safe for me to say that there's been quite a bit of exploration people have been doing with opinions over the last year, sharing opinions and getting upset at other people's opinions. And I think all of that is leading, at least for me, has been leading me to a place where first start to realize, well, it just doesn't matter. These opinions seem so extreme to me. I get to a place where it's like they don't even matter. Other people's opinions just don't even matter. And that's a pretty freeing place. But the next step that happens after that is, well, if their opinions don't matter, maybe my opinions don't either. And that's where the true freedom comes from. Getting to that point. I shared Dove's painting yesterday. Dove is an artist in New York who's been hosting a online chat with other artists, sharing his thoughts about work, and it's been really fun for me and Marianne to tune into it. And I shared his painting yesterday, and I look at that painting and I go, wow, that's, he's doing things that, with his painting, that I just simply, to the level that he's doing stuff the way he is with his painting, it's not what I'm doing. And I could get myself into a place of, judging, comparing. But that really misses something, I think. It misses that what really is going on that I'm appreciating about Dove's painting is he's fully, to me, this is just a perception obviously, fully engaging in who he is with his artwork. And he's bringing life to it in his unique way. And let's see here. Kind of got caught up in looking at, I'm working from a photo again. This is a cloud painting. I started using these yellows, and it really isn't yellow, not to the degree that it's happening in my painting in the photos. So I went into kind of automatic pilot, and I started to shift it to this blue, and I realized I didn't like that blue. I like the yellow. Something about this yellow that I'm enjoying. So I had to kind of catch myself there. I was kind of lost in thought. Bring myself back to the painting. There's things that I'm responding to with my work that's unique to me. And I've learned over the time, the course that I've been painting, that's really what all that I'm doing, and that's the only thing that's important, is getting to that place where I'm responding to what's true for me. Just like Dove is responding what's true for him. And the more I appreciate what's true for me, the easier it is for me to appreciate others, just like Dove's painting. I guess that can be applied to the whole thought of opinions too. That's what it is that I'm talking about. So, started this out with trust. Haven't really talked about trust a whole lot. But in a way, I guess I have. Because I really feel like all those ideas and subjects kind of swirl around this feeling of trust. You could say, oh, it's easy for you to talk about trust with art. Tony, you've been doing it for 35 years. But I think trust is coming from a different place. It does come from experience, for sure. There's no question it does. But I know if really behind it all is that freedom, that sense of freedom, I think that's something you can tap into regardless of the experience you might have on a particular subject. It's kind of timid with this painting today, but I kind of like it. We'll see after I look at it a little bit more. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. See if you can get your brushes out today and play around with this idea of trust. See what shows up for you, and we'll see you tomorrow.